Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode number 78 of Disney Infinity and Beyond, presented by DisKingdom. It is me here, Roger, in the United Kingdom on a very wet and windy day, and Abe there in sunny California. How's it going, Abe? Oh, yeah, he's done the typical thing of forgetting his microphone is turned off. There we go. There we go.
Let's try it again. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. Yes, all good. Getting ready for the storm to come in this week. But yeah, it's been a little bit of a stormy week for Disney Infinity this week. The announcement that was a good tie. With the Captain America Marvel Battlegrounds announcement, which is the main thing we're going to be discussing on this week's show. We're going to be discussing that. We're going to be discussing the Marvel Power Discs, more Disney Infinity, and the Disney Infinity Fan Awards. So let's kick straight off into the Marvel Battlegrounds announcement. That kind of over the last weekend, we saw some pictures of like Ant-Man and Black Panther and Vision. But this week, we have seen the official image and official release of Marvel Battlegrounds, which is available now to pre-order for coming out March 15th in the US and March 25th here in Europe. Boo. So let's just jump straight into it. It was kind of quite funny because I think both me and Abe, let's just say there was a little bit of a reaction on during the week when this information got out. So I'm going to bring it up while I just let you go.
One. Oh, you want me to just go off?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not too happy about it. Not crazy about it. And on top of all of it, to say that it was because of fans requesting this per se, and so they answered our request. I'm just wondering who they are listening to, because I think this is called either complete I guess the rated G version would be pure BS, or are they just selectively listening to a few people? Because come on, to be honest with you, one figure on a playset now, not to mention the price point, which is just $5 less than a regular playset. I just don't see it. I'm not happy about it. I mean, also part of it is this whole wanting Scarlet Witch. That's another thing that kind of makes me a little upset. Again, the whole thing about customizing your playsets, now it's up to you. You can choose who you want. Like, I don't care if you market it with, okay, get another free figure. That's how we want you to do it. Keep the price point the same. Give me 2 figures, but don't give me something I already own. That's just ridiculous. I don't know. I'm not too crazy about it. I'm not crazy about the reason behind it, like I said, because I feel like it's, no offense to anybody, I feel like it's made up. But other than that, yeah, not too crazy about it.
No.
Although Captain America looks great. That's all I have to say.
To me, there's like stages of this of what's been sort of announced with this thing of where there are issues with it. Now, first off, the actual figure and the playset piece look great. And even the one figure to playset ratio, I don't have a major problem with them actually moving to one figure and a playset pack. I can deal with that. That's not the issue. I think for me, the one issue was chucking in a variant figure as that playset character is disappointing, because it's forcing people to buy Captain America. There's no kind of, let's put Captain America out as a single character and just hope that, and if people want him, they can buy him separately. This means you have to buy him to play Marvel Battlegrounds, which is a forced way of buying this figure, because there'll be a lot of people out there going, well, I've already got Captain America, I don't need another one, and I'd rather buy Ant-Man instead. So if they put the playset, this thing about flexibility, if they put the playset out like the toy box takeovers, that is flexibility. That is full flexibility to do what you want. The thing of not having Scarlet Witch is an entirely different issue, and I think that's where this whole like issue of what happened with the reaction to people was the single figure is the variant. You've got the price increase. You've got the no female. You've got it's just a bad combination of what the reaction to, and I don't think that's a representation of the figure. I don't think it's a representation of the playset of what it's going to be. I think it's about the position it says going forward, because I think from now on, this is the new setup. This is the new configuration. This is how they're going on all play sets from now on. One figure, one. This is not just because some people were like, well, is this just for Marvel Battlegrounds because Marvel are being Marvel? Like, no, this will be it. This will be how they go forward. The minute I saw it, and I viewed it as a pure simple, this is a price rise. This is business of trying to put your price up and trying to persuade your customers that it is you're getting a good deal. It happens with products all the time. You see it where they'll take a chocolate bar and they take one little chunk away from it and try and charge the same in price and say it's the healthier option because there's less calories in it. Well, no, they've had the price up. Putting the milk bottle sizes went from 4 pints to 2 liters, dropping off this much milk. And it was just done at the same price. Having bread, taking 2 slices of bread out, charging the same price. It's what's going on in the industry everywhere. Everywhere's trying to be price conscious and trying to make things smaller, but keep the price the same. And this is essentially the same thing. That's how my business brain looked at it and went, I know what it's to go. Well, this is make it smaller, but keep it the same price. And the $5 difference that was how I instantly saw it from my thought.
See, and the thing is, America, likes their large portions. You know what I mean? Like, we don't like to have our portions slimmed down like that. No, to be honest with you, it's like you said. You know what? I don't mind the single figure configuration. I like it, but don't pick 3.0 to actually incorporate your new price change. I mean, yeah, I get it. It's a brand new year. It makes sense. Another reason why I kind of attributed the price hike was the fact that this content is DLC. It's not on the disc. So it's not like you're paying an additional $5. Now you're paying an additional $15 for this content. Okay, I get it. I understand that. But I think it was a poor decision to actually incorporate it in 3.0 this far into the game, where you already dished out 4 different play sets for other people at the same price point as always. All of a sudden, boom, now you're going to do this. I get it. New year, more profits, in my opinion. It makes sense. It's definitely a business decision on their part. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, the setup is great, like you said. I do like the one figure. I do understand why they use Captain America again. They obviously slapped on that sticker that says costume inspired by Civil War, so obviously they're trying to tie this into the whole movie thing. I mean, because this is now our future of gaming for movies. You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna start giving us Disney Infinity stuff that have to do with Infinity. I'm surprised they haven't even slapped the sticker on Baloo saying, "Oh, by the way, this is in." It's not gonna say inspired by the new Jungle Book, but it's gonna say this is to commemorate our brand new live action Jungle Book. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I'm surprised they didn't do that, but still, the price hike sucks.
Yeah, I think that's the kind of I think that was the kind of thing. I think this kind of the reaction to it was such a kind of like, I think for some people just a shock of seeing a massive change, because that for a playset, that's a change. The price point was. Now I'm going to bring up. Now, Disney are offering pre-orders off bonus of a 2.0 Marvel character if you pre-order it beforehand. Now, this event isn't available in other regions. We haven't got it here. So, I looked at it as a pure business thing. This was a case of we are trying to numb the pain of the price rise in their eyes, trying to make it look like it's a good offer, trying to make it like, well, actually, you get 2 figures in a playset and it's $5 less. So it's a good bargain. It's like, it's not a good for you guys in America. It's a good offer. If you haven't got a Marvel figure, you are actually better off. If you haven't already got a 2 you're paying $30, you get 2 figures. Great. But if you've got all the but if you've already got the characters, therefore that doesn't work. And that's the big problem. And also for me, offering it as a pre-order bonus is fine for the Infinity fans in terms if they did this like 2-3 months after it came out, is a good way of getting people in the street to buy it. But Infinity fans are probably the ones that are going to be pre-ordering are the ones that probably already got them or already got these kind of characters. So there's less incentive. And some of the choices of these characters, Iron Fist, Nick Fury, Hawkeye, these are the figures that generally, I've probably got stackfuls of them. It's just a way of trying to numb that price rise, because it's funny they didn't do it to the rest of us, because that was like, they knew that the American market was going to be more, because we'll just have to accept the price rise here and just move on.
I just think it's funny though. Like you already said, there's a bunch of people who may already have this, but they're using the older figures. I get it. They're promoting that Battlegrounds. You can use the older figures now, and that they're going to be fully compatible. They're going to play almost like the brand spanking new ones. But to be honest with you, you can get the 2.0 figures dirt cheap now in America. So it's honestly, you're still losing money on this deal regardless, the way you look at it. You can buy a brand new playset, even the newest playset, Force Awakens, you can get it for $20, buy an additional 2.0 figure, and you're still saving money as opposed to buying this new Battlegrounds. Because just the price hike is yeah,
but just, I mean, generally, if the price of that pack is going to drop, once the F price things come in, it will drop down, and I think it would look more attractive on the shelf, maybe at that lower price. When it starts hitting $20-$25 because of the price drops and stuff over time. You could say, well, if you took the price of Speedway and you took the price of a single figure and put them together, the price of the starter pack of these, the playset packs is pretty similar. It's around about the same price. So that's the kind of way to look at it. I think they were very much in the line of trying to move over to that sort of toy box takeover style. Like we've said before, now I think, if they move to this concept the entire time for everything, I think it is going to be interesting. And I think this whole thing of this year, that we're going to see a lot more of these, new playsets coming in single format. I mean, I put up a story again. For now, add Star Wars Rebels is perfectly primed to be in this setup. Put Hera in one of those packs, boom, sorted. They're done. They can do it, and it makes sense now of why they didn't put her out. I think this is just gonna. We're just gonna get used to it. I am surprised they did not announce this properly at New York Comic Con. When they put out that picture of that First Avenger, they should have put out this picture of this playset and let everyone just stew on the thought of it going to one figure only, and then do the price thing now. I don't know why they didn't announce, why they didn't do it at New York Comic Con. They would have had us have 2-3 months of us getting it used to it in the community's fans that something's changing. There was no reason not to.
Well, I mean, honestly, I just hope that this is a true change, though. I hope it's not one of those little Marvel, drama-esque moves where they're telling, they're pulling the strings and telling them how they should actually launch Infinity. So we'll know once we get this other mysterious playset too.
On JV's blog that he put out earlier last week, I'm just trying to read this one here. It did say, your feedback has led to one significant change in our playset configuration. See, that says to me everything. That's not just, this is a one-time deal. We have led to a significant change in our playset configuration. That says to me they're changing it from... I think. Well, they're not. I can't see them going back. They're not going to offer. They're not going to go back to offer you 2 figures again.
You know why I'm kind of still questioning it though, and I still think it has to do maybe with some type of decision with Marvel, because why all of a sudden did they start listening to us now? You know what I mean? Why didn't they listen to us, or if they are listening to us, why didn't they listen to us before Force Awakens? You know what I mean? Why didn't they package that on its own? Why? Because Force Awakens, there was a big gap in between the first 3 playsets than with Force Awakens. So I'm just saying, and definitely I do agree with you that what you just read, it does speak that this is going to be the future of it. But I don't know. I would have done that on 4.0. It's just too early.
Well, look, I just feel that basically, and I've said this a few times this last week, we need to throw this Disney Infinity rulebook and throw it in the air.
Oh yeah,
Because
that's true.
2016, we have got to throw everything out the window. Everything that's come before it, everything that's, when this gets announced, what happens here? When does that event? What are they going to announce at this event? Throw it all out the window, because there is no set plan for this year. For Marvel, I think we're going to get more surprises. We're going to, we have had, we're on like the 25th of January, and we have had more surprises this year with Baloo and Marvel and all these DLC stuff. We've had more than we had the entire 2.0 already this year. It's just I think you can just forget. I don't think we're going to see that same announcements in April and May. I don't think we're going to have that same set of stuff that's going to be coming through, because this DLC changes it all. This DLC system that they are implementing with Marvel Battlegrounds and the single play, that means that if, like you said, if they were getting ready to announce 4.0 in April, they wouldn't be making all of these changes right now. They would have just left it. They would have just, it wouldn't have been worth. They could have said, "Oh, we're starting this for 4.0." Like I said, I think we can just throw everything in the air and just say, right, things are going to be different this year.
Well, I guess the definitive result of all this is going to be once E3 shows up, because then what are they going to have to actually talk to people about? You know what I mean? When you go to E3, you have this big giant new baby of yours that you want to present to the world. So I'm kind of intrigued. If this is the way they're going to do it, I hope there's going to be content for us to see.
Yeah. But then they could still be announcing 2 play sets. They could still announce a play set. They could still have something out for show that's coming out. It's like now, say like you got Marvel Battlegrounds coming out in March. If E3 was this weekend, that's what they would be showing you. So they would still have something coming next. We might just not you. I think, to be honest, they had so much to show you with 3.0. They actually E3 and all these. There was too much to show you.
Well, I don't know. You seem to know a lot, Roger. So I don't know if somebody's tipping you off over there, but
that's all it is.
whoever you're talking to, ask him about Boba Fett. We still don't know when the hell he's coming out.
No, it's just a bit of an odd one, but that leads us on to the other problem that came out of the Marvel Battlegrounds playset. Yeah. Was the lack of Scarlet Witch, which I mean, I know,
or females in general.
Yeah, I don't know if you just want to lead off on that. It's just,
yeah. Okay. Well, the big issue is, yeah, definitely we were totally anticipating Scarlet Witch. I don't see her being a big issue in this whole Fox Studios movie right thing, because there's no signs of her showing up anywhere. So it's I mean, obviously they still have Quicksilver over there, which I understand if we don't get him here in Infinity. But Scarlet Witch, she's been an Avenger. She's already going to come out in the new Civil War movie. I mean, it would make sense to actually launch and show her. However, she's nowhere to be found. Now, also this new movement to the single character on the new playset also kind of makes you wonder, like, okay, well, now we definitely don't have Scarlet Witch. Is she coming? Now there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I know somebody tweeted JV saying, "Where's it's the lack of females in Marvel. What's going on?" And JV said something along the lines of, "There's more to come." So I'm wondering if that's per se that that there's still more to announce. I mean, then again, he's also tweeted about he answered more to some other person's question about, is there 11 Disney Infinity Disney characters coming? I mean, it's just so vague. I think I'm going back to one of your rants, Roger, about them communicating. Like, I'm tired of this whole secrecy thing. Be secretive about new playset, but don't be secretive about something you already announced. Okay, we have Battlegrounds coming. Oh, there's more to announce. Okay, tell us. The fact that we already saw Battlegrounds and we haven't seen these leaked figures announced by them, again, it makes no sense to me. So, but anyways, back to the point. The lack of Marvel women is upsetting, and especially Scarlet Witch.
Well, I think, like, I'm gonna just quickly jump on that. I think the only reason we didn't get like the official one is we have got a Marvel video game out this week, Lego Marvel Avengers. So I think that I do think that blog post was like, or the whole response was like a reaction to what happened over the previous weekend. But anyway, back to the female character stuff. I think everyone's expectations was the fact that they were going to get a Scarlet Witch. I think people were thinking like 90% chance she was in there. She was in there. That was what was going to happen. And I think we'd all assumed that she was going to be in it, which we were wrong.
Because of the male and female playset configuration.
But that male-female playset configuration was never... People say that like it's a rigid rule, and it's like, it's not. 2.0.
Well, it's not, but it's something getting used to. Yeah.
We'd had it with the Lone Ranger. We had it.
Okay, but that's 1.0. We're talking about 3.0.
Yeah, but we had it with Lone Ranger, Monsters University, and Spider-Man. We've already seen it free. So that rule doesn't exist to me because it was it's definitely never going to exist again now because now we're down to one character.
But this Marvel Lego game has tons of Marvel women. Yeah. Why can't there be one in Infinity?
Well, I think the trouble is I think they're probably looking at, some of the characters with the Marvel ones they're not reduced them up. I can understand holding on to Captain Marvel till the movie comes out. I can understand them doing that. But yeah, Scarlet Witch, unless Scarlet Witch is wave 3 of Marvel, and they're doing that when Civil War comes out in May. Maybe they're holding off some characters for a second wave or third wave, of when the movie comes out, and to kind of tie in with that. But yeah, I think Marvel is really lacking in that female character. And the trouble is, it's not. They're going off the movies. And in the movies, you've only got Scarlet Witch and Black Widow. There's not really any, and then I can't put Agent 13 in there yet because she's not really, there's not really much to go off yet. They can't put in She-Hulk. They can't put in Spider-Woman. They can't put in, Agent Carter. They could put in Spider-Gwen. There's all these different characters they could put in, but they aren't in the mainstream. And I wonder if they put like a She-Hulk toy on the shelf in your local supermarket, is the general public going to know who she is because she's not been in a movie? And I think that's the problem with this whole system. I think there is lots of females in there, and Marvel are trying to promote them, but they aren't. The trouble is as well with the Scarlet Witch stuff is she's very hit and miss with merchandise anyway. There's not a lot of merchandise for her. There's not a lot of action figures. There's not a lot of you don't see a lot for her because of this whole Fox issue. And look at what happened with Black Widow with some of the stuff that came out with Age of Ultron. Marvel is just very bad at promoting females merchandise anyway.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I was going to say. The Scarlet Witch thing has with the whole Fox thing has nothing to do with the fact that she doesn't get merchandise. It has everything to do with the fact that they just don't put out female merchandise enough, and that's really upsetting. And the only reason why I say that is like, there's been a lot more Deadpool merchandise and X-Men merchandise, and again, this is not X-Men, Wolverine merchandise, and this is all basically Disney's decision. So why can't they just put out somebody who's truly theirs and every single rights, including movies? Black Widow, you don't see anything, and then Scarlet Witch. It just makes no sense. But again, I don't want to make it sound like it's not going to happen. That one tweet by JB made it sound like there was more females coming. So we'll see what's that all about. So
I think it's going to be interesting because we don't know if there's going to be another Marvel playset this year, and when Doctor Strange rolls around at the end of the year. I think at the minute, not having it in there is not great. But I'm looking at the whole Marvel lineup and thinking it looks a little weak this year so far.
It looks very weak.
Ant-Man, Vision, and Black Panther. That's basically it. As far as I'm concerned, I got 3 new Marvel characters coming out in March. That and a Marvel playset. Great. I'm loving the idea of the Marvel playset. But there's only 3 figures. To me, we've said Captain America's a variant. Black Spider is I've already got it. It's they're not. You're going back and using all these different characters. You got Hulkbuster and Ultron and stuff. But
Hulkbuster's a variant.
Yeah, it's just a bit of an odd. The thing is with this Marvel Battleground, it's a good tide over because they didn't really want to do like a full-on Marvel Battlegrounds, and they can't launch too many variant. You know, they've already got 2 variant figures. Sorry, 3 variant figures out of what, 7 Marvel characters this year? That's quite a bad ratio.
Yeah. Well, I mean, see, and I'm so indifferent with the whole, because like Hulkbuster. I mean, if we're gonna count the first Avenger as a variant, then you have to count Hulkbuster as a variant. Yeah. But I do like how Hulkbuster plays differently, and I'm really sure that first Avenger is going to play differently. But as if we look at it as a whole, as far as new characters, new content goes, yeah, I mean, excluding Age of Ultron, which is really technically last year's news, yeah, you're right. We only have 3 brand new characters, which is Black Panther, Vision, and Ant-Man, which, man, it's taken so long to announce Ant-Man. It still hasn't happened technically, if you think about it. It leaked, but it still hasn't been announced.
No.
Once July gets here, it's going to be a whole year.
It is an odd one. And they've also, we saw some beta pictures of the power discs from the Marvel side as well.
That's right.
Through. So I'm just going to bring up those images there, which these came out on the Canada Walmart's website. So we'd already seen the pack, but now we kind of got some good look. So we got the Cosmic Cube Blast, which is this one here. It's like, so that looks a bit generic. And then we've got Dark Hawks and Blast, which is this one down here. I'm going to be honest, I am not familiar with Dark Hawk. I mean, they've definitely gone full on to characters that are off the beaten track for that one. And then we've got Nova Corps Strike. And then finally we have Ghost Rider's Motorcycle. Now, my first reaction is these 2 circle power discs. Could they be any more plain? You can tell they set up for this play set, can't you?
Oh, that's exactly what I was going to say to your question. I honestly think all 3 of these round ones are set up for the new playset. It was nice of them to throw in a little vehicle, which is cool. And they keep telling us we're going to be able to use our Marvel power disc in a brand new way. They haven't said that we can't use the vehicles, so that's going to be interesting. But again, I think you're right. At least those 2 before Darkhawk. Definitely, it looks like it's just straight up for the playset. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. And then the Cosmic Cube, are they referring to the Tesseract, or are they? Is that what it's called, or is it completely different?
They just say Cosmic Cube, no Tesseract in the title.
Well, I'm just wondering if they call it the Tesseract in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and then Cosmic Cube because it's referencing something from the comics. Any of you diehard Marvel comic fans, please answer on the comments below. Thank you.
It's I think using the power discs to go a little bit more obscure makes sense, but some of these obscure stuff, pop them. It should just be unlockable toys or something like that, not maybe power discs that you have to purchase. I still like this whole pack stuff. It's so much easier. You can choose if you want them or not, because in all honesty, if you don't want them and you don't want to spend your money on it, you don't have to. It seems a lot cheaper this time around with these power discs. This year for me have just become that added little bonus that you could add on if you want to. They're not essential, and these power discs pack, I'm going to be honest, they don't excite me. I think the Ghost Rider one does. Yeah.
It definitely looks like an afterthought, yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing really there that sort of says, oh my god, that is an amazing power disc or something like that. They're just a bit like 2 generic looking power discs that you don't really know what they do. You've also got Dark Hawk, and you're like, I'm sure 99% of the Marvel fans in the shops looking at it will be like, who's that? Is that an X-Men or something like that? They're not going to know who he is. And Ghost Rider, the Ghost Rider is the main pull-in for that point. Is that because they chuck out? Because that's the thing with the way they set that power disc pack up. You can't really see what's behind it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's interesting. I like the fact they're doing them, but like power discs in general this year in 3.0 have just been a bit of a miss altogether.
I'm sure they'll look at the Dark Hawk and go like, "Is that Michael Keaton? Is that Birdman?"
As if they had to sit through the 2 hours of that, they can buy it. But no, it's interesting. It's definitely kind of and I think we're definitely into an interesting period with all this DLC. You know, I love the fact they got the little logos on it. They're being very, very clear, precise. What I find quite interesting though is on the packet of the power discs, it actually has like text saying about you need internet connectivity. Yeah, internet connectivity. So you see here, it's like an entirely different logo to what you see on the Battlegrounds playset. They just literally have the Wi-Fi logo. It's kind of quite interesting that they went with 2 complete different setups.
Yeah, I'm sure they mean the same exact thing. I'm sure what we're reading on this Power Disc pack, it probably says the same thing in the back of this playset.
Or maybe on the side. That's what I'm thinking. I think it might
possibly
swoop around and go down on the back, on the side here.
Oh yeah, on the side of the plastic. Yeah, that's a possibility for sure. Yeah, it's interesting. But I mean, then again, you know, you have all these brand new characters too, like Baloo. I mean, that one has that same logo too. So,
I think
and
yeah.
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure that Peter Pan will have the same exact thing too.
Oh yeah, he definitely does. I just think in general, I think it's going to make things a little bit more interesting with this way that they're doing it. Like I said, this one play set, one character thing. I think it just opens the door for them to kind of expand a bit. They definitely seem to be trying to get these items to the lowest price point in the stores, trying to get them to look as cheap as possible for people. You know, so when you're in the store and you're looking at that play set and you're looking at that starter pack and you're looking at everything seems cheaper because they're making everything smaller and just, you know, they did the same thing with the starter pack and they said, you know, we're making it smaller for your benefit and we're knocking $5 off. Well, no, you actually gave us. You think back on the starter packs, they've gradually been getting smaller each time they have one. You know, we started off with 3 play sets, 3 characters, and power discs. Then we went to Toy Box Game Discs play set
and
3 figures.
And 2 figures.
And then we went on for 3.0. We literally went for 1 play set. That was it. You know, 1 play set, 2 figures. You know, massive. Each year they have got smaller and smaller. You know, I think, you know, 4.0 is just going to be a disc and 1 figure, you know, but it's just, you know, if they go on this action, there isn't much left.
Yeah, that's yeah, I'm trying to put that all together in my head. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's just gonna be all DLC now. Like, you know, they're not even gonna give anybody the option with a disc. You want to play our game? Download it. Sorry.
I just think the whole video game industry is in a complete changeover. This whole thing of trying to get things out onto disc. You know, recently Hitman, a big game I love, is going episodic. I can't even pronounce it. Where we're not even getting the full game. You are now going to get every month. You're going to get another level or 2, and you pick it up as that. You know, this whole thing of buying the game and having it all ready to ship. They're all going DLC. They're all going add-ons. They're all going. The whole industry is changing in a different direction, and I'm fine with the way Infinity's doing. I think it's for the best, because I think the game will get better doing this. I think trying to rush a game out every year is just not going to work.
Yeah, I think the PS5 will probably not have a Blu-ray drive on there. It'll just be a giant hard drive. If they really want to still sell games on some type of disc or something, they can sell it the way the PSP does it and sell it on an SD disc or something. Yeah, it's all going to be DLC.
Well, the Xbox One was going to be no physical disc, and they announced it, and literally there was turmoil from the gaming
outrage, pitchforks.
But I do think that by the time it comes to the next thing, we're going to be more used to it.
Yeah,
and also the game developers, they do not like second-hand games, because the only people making money out of it are the GameStops and the game in the, you know, them selling them at silly price ups. Digital, they get all the money. And I do think they're going away from, you know, how many retailers sell video games is getting less and less every year. And I just think the whole industry is changing towards this. These Infinity figures work great because they can go on the shelf and they've got a product, but the game is, you know, you go into the game stores and you see all these reams and reams of toys because they've got something physical to shop rather than just some disc that doesn't take up a lot of space.
Yeah.
I've got a special guest.
Yeah. Yeah. What's that? Yeah, she agrees. She doesn't want to pay that much money on one figure in a playset. Yeah.
So I think what we're going to do is we're going to just briefly touch on this thing that I think you brought up about this this more.
Yeah. Well, okay. First off, somebody asked. Someone asked if there was more. They brought up the whole case thing. You know how they keep saying there's 11 figures left. So they said, "Hey JV, so are there still 11 Disney figures to announce?" And then JV replied, "More." That's it, just the word "more," and that kind of like it just set off this whole thing about people are trying to guess what these figures are going to be. I mean, our Facebook had posts and posts about all these new figures that they're trying to predict they're gonna be, and I'm like, oh boy. But then I looked into it a little deeper too. I've had conversations with JV before, and his autocorrect is not great. It's not fun. However, autocorrect wouldn't change more into MOAR, which I started to think, could he purposely be teasing something? And I started thinking, could he be combining MOAR as the word more and then the word roar? And then I'm like, uh-oh, Simba confirmed. And then I'm like, wait a second. This is even more of a reason that it could be Lion King. Maybe he combined the word more and boar, which Pumbaa is. So boom, again, Lion King. So I don't know. But the fact is, putting all my theories and spelling aside, the fact is, he has said more. JV usually doesn't come out and confirm anything. He's not confirming anything either.
Well, he has said that there's a Marvel playset to come for 3.0. So,
say that again. Another playset, you mean?
Yeah. So he has said that there is. I think it was one of the Twitch shows. He has said that there is another. So it wouldn't surprise, you know. So 11 figures doesn't sound a lot if you take a playset in. You know, you need to like take 5-6 characters in. And there's a lot of choice, lots of movies coming out this summer that they could tie into. I don't think, you know, if they don't go the 4.0 route this year, 11 characters, we're going to see a lot more than that. We're going to see a lot more.
Of course, yeah. 4.0 is not coming. Yeah, of course.
We're going to see a lot more than that. Another thing of the Lion King got brought up, and another thing about the quadrupeds. If they work it out of how they can do it, they're working on this. They know there's money to be made. Now, I know a lot of people are like Lion King, and now they're going Lion Guard, and everyone's going, what? No, it's a kids' show. We're not. They are going to promote this thing to death this year. If they are launching it, they're getting it out on TV. This is going to be the new characters that they are going to want to push. They're going to chuck in some Lion Guard content. That's going to be the story. The Lion King characters, Timon, Simba, and sort of all those characters, they will just be in the playset. They're going to push these new characters down everyone's throat to make sure you all like them. So you're going to like the Keon and all the rest of it.
I only know one of them. What's his name? Bunga or something like that? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't watch it. Haven't watched it. Interesting. I don't know.
No, but I think if they're going to do Lion King, they're going to be Lion Guard stuff in there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. Well, regardless of the facts, I mean, yeah, I mean, they could just go along the line of just promoting whether they go playset or not. Every movie that's coming out this year, let's attach a figure, you know, like Alice in Wonderland, you know, or the Looking Glass, whatever. Hey, here's an Alice figure, or here's a Mad Hatter figure.
Well, they have said in that questionnaire that I had last year, you know, Alice and Mad Hatter were both included in the thing that was there with Baloo. Right. It would not surprise me if we saw a Mad Hatter and an Alice figure. I'm going to be honest, they can't just chucking out toy box characters at Disney movies. It's going to wear thin. It's going to wear the play sets are what sells the game.
Right.
The toy box, I'm to be honest, the toy box figures work, but people are starting to get a little bit wary of this just You know, the Jungle Book. I'm gonna be honest, it should have had a playset. It should have had a playset. Good Dinosaur should have had a playset, even if it's just a free, you know, a 4 or 5 hour just simple playset. It should have more than they're doing, and I think that's where they're going to go eventually. But I think Alice in Wonderland, there'll be content. We'll get something for it.
Well, it's kind of like I said. Whoever they listen to get this single figure in a pack, I hope they tell them, hey, we want some classic Disney playsets, please. So hopefully they listen to them on that point.
Yeah. See, I always feel the word of this Disney classic stuff of the classics. I still think they're going to push new content. I agree. I mean, I would have thought the Jungle Book and Alice in Wonderland and Finding Dory are perfect ways of doing classic stuff while incorporating it into new movies. You know, they can put out a Finding Dory playset. Well, it's a Finding Nemo playset. You can do it for Alice in Wonderland, and they can do it like the new movie, but the original ones are in there. Peter, you know, they can do this stuff. You know, Peter Pan. You know, they can do all these different things to it. I am surprised the Jungle Book didn't get something, but I don't know. It's an odd one. It's really odd. Again, they've only got so much development and so much time they can put into each movie, but it does seem to keep. You know, they skipped Good Dinosaur. They skipped Zootopia.
Zootopia is the one that hurts the most to me. Yeah, Zootopia is a big missed opportunity. That looks like a great story. No, but yeah, it's like I guess my point was, I mean, if they say they're listening to the fans, and I guess the fans have been saying I want a single character in a playset. You know, one of the biggest fan requests have been classic Disney playsets, or even a Disney playset. Yeah, or even a Disney playset. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I guess we'll have to wait till Frozen 2.
Yeah, it's just odd, you know. We've sitting here thinking this time last year, we were waiting for. We were literally waiting for 2 more 2.0 characters and 2 more 2.0 power discs. And we're sat here in this time this year, and we're going, this. What about this? What about this? What about this? We've got this character coming out, and they're like, such a difference. Talk about. I mean, this is the thing of keeping the momentum on the game is completely changed. I mean, 2.0 was like a wasteland from like November through till May. Really, it was a long. So it's going to be interesting. I think it's definitely, like I keep saying, we got to throw that rule book from what we've seen in previous years and throw it in the air, because none of it, I think, is going to be the same this year. I don't think so.
You know what? I don't even think there has been a rule book. Everything has been different. Every year, everything's been different. I mean, look at the lack of accessories this year. I mean, every aspect of Infinity has been different every year. I mean, power discs have been an afterthought. You know, we're barely getting any of them. Let alone what the D23 one caused in the controversy. I mean, just everything has changed.
But leading off of that, actually looking back on it now, there's a reason there's no game guide and there's no accessories.
Oh yeah,
because there is no end. There's a bigger plan. There's a master plan in place here. There's a story arc going along that we're never aware of, and that's why there was no power disc packs and no accessories and no guidebook, because the game is not done. We would have had it. There's money to be made if they could have done it.
Well, don't get me started on the power disc, because honestly, you don't need to put the pretty little picture of the power disc so you know where to put it. A simple little binder with little sleeves, like I thought we're doing perfectly with the 2.0, the Marvel side. I mean, they still give you little pictures to put in the sleeves, but a simple binder, generic binder with blank sleeves would have been perfect. I mean, somebody had a coin collection binder, and they were using it for power disc. It's perfect. You know, come on, guys, pick it up. But all we got were globes and whatever. Yeah, Christmas ornaments and what was it? A keychain. That's all you got this year. I mean, what is going on?
It's definitely different. But I do think, like you said, I think an album that is completely generic chuck some 3.0 characters on it, leave it open on the back, and just that's all they needed. But who knows? Quick last thing, just a reminder: the Infinifan Awards are still ongoing. So if you head over to infinifanawards.com, you can still vote. Voting going on all of this week as well. The whole host of different awards. You can vote for things for a whole host of us working together for them. So definitely go check that out. Remember that that's still going on at the minute. I think that's pretty much going to wrap up this week's show. You got anything else you want to add on to that one?
I really hope that if anybody has any clue where Boba Fett is located, aside from the Saga bundle, let us know. Because again,
you know where he is, mate. He's down under. What he's doing, he's having shrimp in his barbies, and he ain't going all the way over there to America yet.
Oh boy. It must be all the Sarlacc pits that are in Australia. That's probably what it is. No, I'm just saying.
I need a Donald hat.
Oh. Yeah, we'll ask Jason.
Jason, can you send them all over?
Boba Fett wanted to go buy some Vegemite. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. No, because JV said he was going to do a blog post about Boba Fett, and then all of a sudden what showed up was Battlegrounds. I think he misunderstood the B words. Not Battlegrounds. I said Boba Fett. Oh, well. Well, anyways, whatever. We'll figure it out soon, guys, hopefully. Hopefully this week we get some announcements.
Well, to be honest, I know what I'm going to be doing all week is going to be Lego Avengers. Yeah, that's going to be keeping me busy for a couple of weeks.
Does that come out at the end of the week?
Yeah, it comes out at the end of the week. Maybe the middle of the week in the US, I think. Yeah, but it's out this week. It might even be out tomorrow, 26th in the US, I think. Yeah, so definitely worth that. So I'll be putting up a lot of videos and reviews and stuff during later in the week on that game as well. Really excited about that one. Just a bit of housekeeping at the end. If you want to just give a big thank you to our Patreon, Ethan over at sorterapps.com and Magic Man Collectors for being Patreon this month, and also to our other patrons as well. Just a reminder as well that if you do become a patron, even for $1 a month, you do get access to our DisKingdom podcast episodes a couple of days beforehand, and it just really help support the site. Also, you can remember to hit us subscribe on the YouTube channel, and also if you're listening to us on the podcast versions, you subscribe there. And also remember, you can check us out on DisKingdom.com, our Twitter and Facebook, and also join our Infinity and Beyond Facebook group, where all loads of discussion is going on. Whole host of us talking bits and pieces. It's quite exciting. It's quite nice to have a lot of discussion going on, because usually at this time of the year it goes a bit quiet, but there's still a lot of discussions with Battlegrounds and new figures and stuff. Definitely would recommend for all the Infinity fans. Anything else you want to add on that one? I
was just going to say, for $1 a day, you can help Roger grow some hair. So please donate.
I think a lot more than $1 a day.
In that case, please help us, folks. We need to buy a toupee.
Toupee? I want treatment. Not just.
You want implants, huh?
Well, if we're gonna go down that line.
All right, folks. Thanks for
with that. On that bombshell, we're gonna end that one there. Big thanks to everyone for checking us out, and we shall see you guys in a later episode. Laters.
Later, guys.
Laters.